There are so many different types of malware. Every single day, roughly 350,000 new variants of malware are discovered. That's around 240 new variants of malware that we discover every minute. But to make it simpler, we can group them into 4 common types. The first type is called a Trojan. The name Trojan comes from an ancient Greek mythology where the Greeks gifted the people of Troy a giant wooden horse. Little did the people of Troy know, the horse was actually full of soldiers that were waiting to attack once inside the city. Trojan malware works in a very similar way. Instead of the Greeks, it's the bad actors. And instead of a giant wooden horse, bad actors disguise malware as something cool and useful, such as a free software, maybe answers to a big test, or a video game. They're hoping that somebody might mistake their malware as an innocent piece of software and download it. And once it's on your computer, the bad actors can do all sorts of terrible things, like steal your personal information, disrupt your devices, or even control your devices remotely. The second type of malware is called spyware. Like the name implies, the job of spying is to hide inside of your device and watch everything that you do, without you even knowing about it. When you think about all of the information and data that you store, send, and receive on your devices, you should be terrified by the idea that somebody could be recording your private messages to friends, the passwords to all of your accounts, or all of the websites that you visit. Using spyware, a bad actor can get enough information on you to access your bank accounts, take over your social media, steal your identity, or sell it to other bad actors to do the same. The third type of malware is called a worm. Imagine that your device is like a little animal. There are some worms in real life that live inside of animals, eating what the animal usually eats, getting fat, and making more copies of itself. It's really quite gross, and sometimes when these animals interact with other animals, the worm can infect those animals too. Digital worms are very similar. Once installed on your device, these worms can make copies of itself, attaching its copies to files, emails, or messages and spreading to other devices. Worms can cause harm in the same way that many other types of malware can, from stealing information, deleting files, or allowing bad actors to control your devices. They're a really convenient tool for bad actors because of how fast they can spread. And finally, there's ransomware, probably one of the most frightening forms of malware. You store all sorts of really valuable data on your devices, such as your photos, videos, homework, and personal information. Your device is like a locker of all of your most valuable digital assets. Ransomware is like a bully that sneaks up to your locker and puts their own lock on it, preventing you from accessing any of your own stuff. And when you ask them to remove it, they demand something in return, a ransom. Well, ransomware does this to your devices. Once installed, ransomware encrypts all of your files, making them inaccessible to you unless you pay the bad actor money. And even then, there's no guarantee that they'll even give you your files back.
So now that we know what malware is, what it can do, and some of the common types of malware out there, what are some things that we can do to protect ourselves?
There are a lot of things that you could do to stay safe from malware, but here are a few quick tips. Be smart and stay cautious online. Don't click on suspicious links or download things from places or people that you don't trust. Have antivirus software installed. An antivirus software can help you detect and stop malware before it can do any harm. Practice good password hygiene. This means making sure that all of your accounts use strong and unique passwords. And finally, if something doesn't seem right with your accounts or devices and you're unsure of what to do, ask a trusted adult for help. Remember, a lot of cybersecurity has to do with how you operate online.
Thanks, Dave. That was incredibly helpful. And I guess my next question for all of those who are watching right now is, now that you know a little bit more about malware is, some types of malware out there, and how bad actors are using them, does this new information change your online and digital behaviors?